Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another live. Yes, the world is burning down, as you've all seen. And today, we are going to deep dive the Israel Iran conflict. You are going to learn a lot of things you probably have never really thought about today in this episode. I'm going to be doing an entire episode on this where I really deep dive this conflict and really what's going on, the people involved, the countries involved. It's so much more of a spider web than people really understand. I'm going to do my best to bring it down from a 30,000 foot view and explain this whole thing, because mainstream media will tell you what is happening is Israel is preemptively striking Iran in self-defense because, they have to for the survival of their country. It's 1,000 times more complex than that. And we're going to go through all that. We're going to work our way through it. All right. So, should be a really good episode. Obviously, yeah, we didn't really expect, I did expect this. I told you all it was going to happen in multiple videos. I told you exactly what was going to happen, that Iran would not adhere to the nuclear policies and Israel would strike their facilities. And that's exactly what happened on literally day 61 of that 60 days. So for those of you who follow the channel, you guys know I literally told you this is exactly what was going to happen. Not because I'm brilliant, but because, I understand how this whole conflict works. And it dates back a long time. So excuse me. We'll let everybody trail in here over the next 5 minutes, some quick Q&A, and then we're going to jump into this, and I'm going to impart as much wisdom as I can over the 10 plus years I did in SF focused on the Middle East. Obviously I was in Asia too, but we spent a lot of time on all of this. So yeah, and we'll talk about, does America get pulled into this? What's it going to look like? Because as you can see, if you're following things today, this conflict didn't stop at Israel striking Iran back and forth. Iran is counterstriking now. Excuse us. It looks like Iran is about to declare war on Israel. That has a lot of implications in it as well, as you can imagine. So, yeah. It's going to be a good episode. You guys are going to like this one. All right. War Ranch, $10. Thank you, brother. Starting out strong. Love you, man. Keep doing what you do. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all you guys showing up on lives. By the way, let's before we jump into this, because once I start talking, it's going to be word vomit, guys. It's going to be charts and graphs and maps and videos and all kinds of shit. So before we do that, I graduate my master's degree program Sunday. Thank God we are done. 2-year program. Bulk of my time spent on that. And so with that, we have a couple ideas for the channel. All right. What we could do is we're looking at doing live streams far more often. So I want to figure out, we do them once a week. Obviously, me and Jake sometimes do our thing on Sunday. Sunday's a tough day. What if we did like a live stream like 3 times a week, where we get in, we just talk like we do on these, but more often? Want to see, is 1 a week enough? Would you guys want more live streams? And they would be a little bit more, obviously you've seen my lives, a little bit less professional, talk about a wide array of things, compared to the regular videos, which are very structured, right? So we got the time to do it. So if you guys want to see more lives, yeah, we'll probably do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Jasmine. That's the idea right now. Typically we'll probably do like same time. Most people are off work on Pacific time by about this time. So we're thinking about doing that. Ivan says, if a guy named Valhalla starts pulling for the Jews, I'm going to lose my mind. Well, brother, you've come to the right place, because that's first of all, as everybody knows on this channel, we love Israel, but not in the way you might think. So you don't have a whole lot to worry about on this channel. This is not an APAC channel by any means. I wish it was, because I'd be fucking rich. Could you guys imagine if I grifted for that? God damn, my channel would probably be 3 times the size. But we can't sell out, unfortunately. $10, no comment. Thank you, brother. If you got a comment, throw it in. Oh yeah. We gotta, especially on this episode, if we're gonna do this, we need to make sure we do it the right way. If you guys, anybody was here for the war room, I had this up in the war room today too. But yeah, we'll get this up early. Make sure the channel stays monetized. Shit, oh shit, where is this at? Oh, maybe it's not too far back. Oh, there we go. All right. Make sure we get our flag in the background. We're good to go. All right, we can talk freely about whatever we want now. We got we got little hats in the chat, boys. We're ready. Owen Kevin's $20. As someone who has a master's, good job. Thank you. Yeah. I got my bachelor's while I was active duty. Did my master's. I retired. Well, I guess 2 years ago now, because I finished school in a 2-year program. Who's texted me? Jake Zwiggs texted me. Speaking of Jewish people, Jake Zwiggs texted me. Dave Hoffer, $5. You're the man. Keep it going all the way. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for donating. Thank you, everyone. All right. So second thing. Okay. So we've been mulling this over. The biggest thing has just been I just haven't had the time, man. Like I do my best to keep up, get the videos out. Now that we got the time, what we're looking at doing is launching a second YouTube channel. Okay. Now I know you guys that are big fans of the channel that show up to the lives, you're going to like this. So what we're going to do is, it's not going to be military related. It will be fucking variety. All right. So if you like me when I shit on people and talk shit about, fucking dumbasses and people doing stupid shit, we're going to do that. But then we're going to get outside of just soft dudes doing dumb shit. So if you want to see me make fun of fucking Andrew Tate and Dan Bilzerian and Wes Watson and all these fucking idiots, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of comedy, a lot of riffing. Think, Jameson Travels-esque shit talk everybody all the time. I know you guys love that. We'll keep it separate from this channel, right? Keep this channel professional and a lot of good stuff going to it. Bustamante will get shit on nonstop. Wes Watson will get fucking shit on nonstop, right? It'll be fun though, right? So that's what the second channel is going to be. It's going to be riffing, comedy, good time, shit talk. And then we'll keep this channel as the special operations, military, foreign conflict. We still do some comedy over here. But keep it professional here. And then, yeah, Wes Watson, 6'9". Yeah, Wes Watson's definitely like 6 inches taller than me. But yeah, guys. So, we're going to shit on fake alpha males. We're going to, anything that's funny, we're going to hit. Ben Stoker. Yeah, he'll come for the drama. So yeah, guys, that's the idea for the second channel. I think you guys will like it. All right. We haven't launched it yet. I'm working with Jameson Travels on like piecing this all together. He's obviously the goat of riffing and comedy and shit talk. So he's helping me with it. So next week or two, I'll let you guys know. We'll put it out. We'll get it launched. We'll get a good Blazarian roast. Yeah. There's going to be all that. Yeah. Wes Watson. Yeah. Wes Watson's about 5'9", but whatever. We're going to get everybody. Okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. So that's what we got planned. Right. So more lives here. Can I explain why Tim Kennedy sucks? Yeah. I got like 9 videos you could watch explaining that. And then on the new channel, man, if you guys like me a little bit unhinged, saying whatever the fuck I want, that's where we're going to do that. All right. So, that's what we're going to do. All right. Now we got to do Israel, Iran. Is the world headed towards World War III? I don't know. There's a lot to unpack with this. All right. This is a hard one, right? When we talk about like Israel striking Iranian nuclear facilities, is it a good thing? Is it a good thing for the world? Is it a good thing for the country? Obviously, we are very critical of these guys on this channel. However, just because we are critical of Israel does not necessarily mean there aren't worse countries out there that are a bigger problem for the world. Okay. So, it's one of those, I don't know. You got, Bad guys on both sides. And which is worse? What's going to happen? I don't know. Yeah, Israel has nukes. We're going to talk about that. That's very interesting. That's a very important part of this, what we're going to talk about. All right, TC, $20, no comment. If you got a comment, throw it in. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Man, the chat is going wild for the fact I said Wes Watson, and you guys are immediately in the prison pocket. Peggy Watson. Man, you guys really don't like him. All right, so at least now I know my audience is on board with that type of content. Perfect. All right, Boxer Boy, $5. When do you think sleeper cells hit? That's a great point. We're going to talk about that. Kind of looks like they're already being activated. If you really want to know when are they going to hit, and we're going to talk about theories tomorrow. All right, let me. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but you guys want to hear my theory? Not my theory. Me and some buddies, James and Travels. We were just talking about this. What my theory about how America gets drawn into Iran, into the conflict. You guys want to hear it right up front? We'll just skip right to the front and bypass a lot of this stuff. What I think there's a high possibility of happening. Okay. So Israel just struck Iran. Iran is declaring war on Israel. America says, we're going to stay out of this. You talk about sleeper cells. Great comment from Boxer Boy there. What is going on tomorrow, guys? What's going on tomorrow? It's convenient timing. Isn't this really convenient timing? The day before, you guys know what's going on around the country tomorrow? Flag Day. Yeah, but what's Trump parades? Okay. There's the giant parade. There's I like my chat, right? That's the No Kings protests, right? There you go. No parades. The riots. It's riots. There's going to be riots tomorrow. Big riots all over the country. All over the country. If you haven't seen the map, let's see if I can get the No Kings protest map. Protest map. See if I can pull this up. Here we go. All right, so let me find it here. There we go. Get all these cookies out of the way. God damn it. It's 1,000 ads on this channel. All right, but anyway. Oh my God. Holy fuck. We just got 10 viruses on the computer doing this. All right, so here is, and this isn't me, this isn't conjecture, this is from Democrats, okay? Democrats have put this out. This is the planned location for the riots tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow's going to be wild. Right? So, that is going on tomorrow, which we also have what is really going on, the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, badass. We have a big military parade. Again, they're saying it's the No Kings parade. It's not. It's for the 250th anniversary of the Army. That's very cool. Now, think about the timing on this. And God, I hope I'm wrong. 2 days before this giant parade, which we know there's going to be riots and protests for, Israel strikes Iran. Iran counterstrikes Israel, declares war on Israel. Let's talk about sleeper agents. Let's talk about the actual parade. What happens if there is an Iranian terrorist attack at the Army parade that kills a couple hundred U.S. service members? What happens? What do you guys think happens? What do you think happens by Sunday? Who do you think America invades? Iranian. Yeah, Global War on Terror 2.0. I know it's like this. I'm not trying to fearmonger, guys. I'm really not. I'm not trying to like tinfoil hat. I'm just saying, if we look at the timeline of events, we look what's happening, we know the world wants us in this war. What would be the easiest way to fan the flames of patriotism and get us right back into it? An Iranian terrorist attack at a military parade that just conveniently happens to be the day after this entire conflict started. This doesn't even have to actually end up being a terrorist attack. It could be an attempted attack by Iran. And guys, I can promise you, both sides, Democrats and Republicans, all the senators, all the congressmen, will all jump in. Patriotism, rah, rah. We can't let this stand. And here we go. Global War on Terror 2.0 Electric Boogaloo. I know I pray to God I'm wrong. Right, guys, I'm not trying to like fearmonger for views. I'm just saying the timing and the way I look at the world, it's very, very convenient timing for all this to happen. Oh, like very convenient for a giant military parade to happen 2 days after Israel basically starts a war with Iran. I don't know. Maybe it's all a giant coincidence, guys. Maybe it's a giant coincidence. But I don't know, guys. It's kind of scary, right? I think I might have missed some super chats real quick. Good shit, Lawrence, $5. Thank you, brother. Good shit, man. Being on point. I mean, we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. The problem is with all this Israel or Iran stuff, I've been like just fucking right the entire time, and I mean, you know, Marco the operator, Russian 500, love from Serbia. All right. I fucking don't know how much money that is, but thanks, brother. All right, so now we jumped ahead of ourselves, right? Kind of getting into the theory of potentially how America could get drug into this conflict. There's a bunch of different ways we could get drug in, but in the immediate no shit right out the gate, that could be an easy way to do it. All right, Christian De Benedetto, $5. No comment. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. All right, so hope I didn't miss any super chats there, but yeah, I hope I'm wrong too, man. God, I mean, it's just that like when we look at the world objectively and the way we get ourselves into wars, it's always through some type of event like this. Pearl Harbor, 9/11, giant terrorist attack on a military parade on the 250th anniversary of the Army birthday, like all those things. It's scary, man. All right, so let's there's the amount of these things that the way these kick off, it's almost always the same. Gulf of Tonkin, yeah, that's another one. I can't, Jasmine. I got 5-second delay on already, so it's not spam. It's just a lot of people talking. So we're good for now. All right, let's. You guys ready? You want me to jump into this and we'll watch some videos and then I'll fucking bring up the map and we're gonna start at basically shit. We're gonna start at almost the fall of the Soviet Union into 9/11 into today and exactly how we got here and why we got here. All right. So let's just watch like some things that have happened here. First, right? Because Iran, if you haven't seen, is counter-striking. All right. So we're going to watch a couple
Iran
videos first.
has tonight launched retaliatory strikes on Israel. Iran's Revolutionary Guard says it attacked dozens of targets, including military centers and air bases. Smoke has been seen rising over the skyscrapers of Tel Aviv after an aerial attack on the Israeli city. Explosions have also been heard in Jerusalem. Tonight's bombardment.
Okay, that's super important, guys. I want you guys to think about this. Okay, we talked about one way America gets pulled into the... Yeah, I see it, Jasmine. I'll get it. We talked about one way America gets pulled into the war. This is the second way. Attacking Jerusalem. If some fucking Iranian missile hits Jerusalem and blows away holy sites, I can promise you that is going to ignite it. It's going to be no more, not happening. Iran has to get toppled. Jerusalem getting struck is the scariest thing to me. And them letting Jerusalem get struck is very, very scary. All right, Justin Morrison, $10. In Iraq from 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. I was a teen watching us go Iraq live in 2003. Same vibe. Yep, I know, man. I was in high school watching 9/11, brother. I feel you on that one. All right, Marco the operator. Do you think Kosovo and Bosnia can be the next issue for Europe? I mean, they always can be. I mean, man, I hope not. That was actually, I have a buddy that was in Kosovo for a lot of that war, and that was nasty. But it's definitely possible, right? Anytime you know, mix Christianity and Islam and all these different things, you're on your way to it, right? So again, let's get back into this video real quick. All right, so again, Jerusalem getting attacked, that's a super, super scary thing for massive escalation of the war.
Bombardment is in retaliation for Israel's strikes on Iran last night, which targeted military and nuclear sites. Israel said the attacks were vital to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon. The country's spiritual leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, promised his country would inflict heavy blows in response. By the way,
is the volume good on the videos?
This was the scene in Tel Aviv in Israel just an hour or two ago. There have been huge explosions in the sky over central Israel.
Some of these missiles are hitting.
Although it is unclear what's from missile strikes and what is Israel intercepting them with its Iron Dome.
Which is just wild.
Tonight, Israel says it struck a nuclear facility in Isfahan, and that is in addition to last night's strikes on the country's biggest nuclear facility at Natanz and also at Kermanshah. Well, our first report tonight is from Lucy.
All right, so as you can see, the reason why I think this is important is this is not just like, you guys remember like 3 months ago, like Israel struck that random military outpost in Iran. Iran sent some missiles. They all got shot down. A little bit of an escalation. It went, it kind of moved on. As you can see, this is not what this is. Okay. Israel just smoked a bunch of Iran's top leaders. The way they did it is kind of crazy. We should actually talk about that. A bunch of their scientists, like Iran is going to have to continue to respond, and we're going to go tick for tack, and this is going to escalate. There's no doubt about that. You guys didn't realize, if you want to know how good Mossad is and how scary this is, so Mossad essentially was able to set this entire thing up, get all of these Iranian generals and military leaders and scientists into the same location in a bunker, and then strike that bunker. So my point with that is, if Mossad can pull that off in an enemy country, imagine what Mossad is doing in countries like ours that are allied, that they have free access to. Okay, so anybody who thinks all the crazy conspiracies and tinfoil hat about what Mossad has been up to over the last 30 years, this should tell you they ain't fucking around. If they can do this in Iran, good God. Okay? So, again, as you can see, this is going to continue to escalate. This isn't stopping. And the United States has already said, Donald Trump came out and said, look, we told you, Iran, you had 60 days to agree to a nuclear deal. You didn't. And now you have to deal with it. So we're not telling Israel to stop. We're telling Iran, too fucking bad, bro. What I was hoping to see is that Trump was going to come out and say, Israel, knock it the fuck off. Okay. You made your point. Give Iran a chance to now come to the table. That's not what happened. We came out and said, yeah, fuck them. So, oof. Scary. All right, we're going to keep moving here in a sec. All right, Super Chats, Christian Benedito, $10. Thanks, brother. Do you think that I'm straight in World War III with the Citadel 12 gauge? I live in Westchester County, New York, and got bucks and slugs. A mailman, people say thank you for your service to me. It's odd, but appreciated. If you're in New York, brother, you ain't safe. Get yourself to West Virginia. Get yourself to a conservative rural area, okay? If you want to be really safe in this country, that's the only really safe place left. Maybe upper New York in the rural areas. But yeah, oof. All right. Marco the operator. Again, I don't know what RSD is, but I appreciate it. What's your opinion on Cobra, Serbian Tier 1 unit? I don't know anything about Serbia's Tier 1 units, brother. Sorry, bud. I wish I could tell you. We don't work with Serbia, obviously. All right. Next thing we're going to look at, all right, Netanyahu's response, because it's important, to the recent attacks on Israel, because again, a bunch of these missiles are actually hitting Israel and getting past the Iron Dome.
I do want to go right now. We are getting remarks right now from the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. Let's listen in on Live Now.
Let's see what he has
to say. Regime's most significant enrichment facility and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them. The nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have been true friends since the days of Cyrus the Great.
That's fucking
And the time has come for you to unite around your flag and your historic legacy by standing up for your freedom from an evil and oppressive regime.
Okay, guys, does this sound familiar? Does this sound familiar? When did we hear this before? Do you guys remember when we heard this before? It's time for you, the people of X country, to stand up against a dictator and take your country back. Yes, Iraq. He said the exact, no, not just Bush. Netanyahu said the exact fucking same thing in front of our Congress in 2002, right before we invaded. The same fucking script. The Iranian people will rise up. They will rise up and overthrow the evil regime, and we will bring them Western culture, and Israel and Iran will be great allies for the rest of time. 23 years later in Iraq, that hasn't happened yet. That's kind of weird, don't you think? And Iraq hates Israel far less than Iran does. Do you guys think that's what's going to happen? We're going to invade Iran, and they're all going to turn on the Ayatollah, and they're going to rise up and usher in Western democracy? You guys think that's going to happen? That's what they keep saying is going to happen. They said it would happen in Afghanistan. They said it would happen in Iraq. They said it would happen in Libya. They said it would happen in Syria. They said it would happen in Lebanon. So I'm sure we're 0 for 6, but I'm sure this is the one. Yeah, this is the time it's going to work, guys. Yeah, we're going to go 1 for 7 on this one, but it's definitely Iran that's going to be the ones that usher in Western democracy. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's hit some super chats, and then we'll jump back into it. All right, Mike Matrix, $5. Thanks, brother. Wouldn't Iran have to have a death wish to escalate this war and involve the United States? Good point. We're going to talk about that when we get into the region and the map and everything that's going on. Yes. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily stop some of these countries, because what other choice do they have? If you're Iran, what are you going to do? Give up your nuclear weapons? How'd that work out for Gaddafi? How'd that work out for Saddam? How'd that work out for any of these Middle Eastern leaders? We just invade you as soon as you give them up. So they're kind of like, stuck in a rock and a hard place there. All right, Gabe, $10, no comment. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. And then Zachary McCoy, $5. Thank you, brother. You bring up what Mossad might be able to accomplish in allied countries. Why is he addressed to his people in English? Maybe to appeal to us. Yeah, isn't that interesting? That's a great point. The message to the Iranian people is in perfect English. Does the majority of the Iranian population speak English? They don't, by the way. No. So, yeah, kind of weird, right? Seems a little propaganda-ish if you think about it. All right, YMWLM, $5. Thank you, brother. Would the 28-year-old Peak Nate be excited to go to war with what he knows now? Yes, absolutely. Fuck yeah. I would be cheering on this, and that's not a good thing to say. I'm not proud of that, but yes, I would. And I was at the time. Now I'm older, wiser, and I hope we don't send our men and women to go do that. My wife said she wouldn't let me go. However, if I wasn't married and they recalled me to go fucking fight global war terror 2.0, would I do it? Probably. Not proud to say that, but you know, the adrenaline is the adrenaline. All right. Joseph PH, $5. Thanks, brother. Netanyahu has been claiming Iran will have nukes for years. Yeah, we've been at 90% enrichment for about 25 years. Isn't that interesting? All right, Timber Lumberjack, $2. Thanks, brother. I can't read that out loud, but we're gonna talk a little bit about that, okay? I don't disagree with you. All right, Christian Benedito, $20. Thank you, brother. Very generous. Am I crazy rooting for Iran and also never been to New York City? I have been in New York City. I've been to Manhattan, Upper New York, a couple different places. Are you wrong? Are you wrong for rooting for Iran? Yes. Here's why. If you're rooting for anyone other than America, okay, again, guys, except for Israel, except for these guys, you're wrong in my book. Everyone's bad but America. That's my politics. And I have no problem saying that. And it's not just that I'm saying that in general. I think if you're from Russia, you should feel the same way. If you're from Ukraine, you should feel the same way. If you're from Japan, you should feel the same way. I think patriotism and national identity is the best thing for every country around the world. And I wish we had more of it and we would stop the globalization and all this crazy bullshit. I think it's the worst thing possible for a society. So are you wrong for cheering for Iran? Yes. You shouldn't be cheering for either Iran or Israel, but you can make your own decisions. That's just my personal opinions. $5 from Dave George. Does Nate notice things? It depends on what those things are, brother. All right. And is America wrong? Yeah, probably. But I live here and I'm American, so I'm going to support this country. That's just the way I look at it. You know what I mean? All right. Back to this real quick.
It has never been weaker. This is your opportunity to stand up and let your voices be heard. Woman, life, freedom. Zan, Zandegi, Azadi. As I said yesterday and many times before, Israel's fight is not with you. It's not with you, the brave people of Iran, whom we respect and admire. Our fight is with our common enemy, a murderous regime that both oppresses you and impoverishes you. Brave people of Iran, your light will defeat the darkness. I'm with you. The people of Israel are with you.
All right, there you go. You hear that? If you're Iranian, Netanyahu is with you. Yeah, ask the Palestinians how that's going for them, right? It's fucking so dumb. All right. Anyway, we got a lot more to talk about, but I just wanted to see. I wanted you guys to get a sense of that 2002 weapons of mass destruction type of speech you're starting to hear, right? It's all starting to. It's all those of us are old enough to have lived through it. It's starting to. Man, it doesn't. Yeah, Zuby. You're not wrong. I don't know if it's we're older, we're smarter, we lived through this already. But I don't think you can trick us this time. I mean, people seem like they're not everybody. I mean, but people have woken up. And when they hear this, they're like, this seems really similar to 2002. All right, real quick, we got some super chats. Marco the operator, thanks, brother. Last super chat for today. I appreciate it, man. 2:40 a.m. Oof. I have plans to come to the U.S. and train with Kyle Morgan, GBRS Group, and some others. Would I be able to learn from you, being a former enemy nation? I mean, you pay, you take the class. I'm not here to do background checks on people, man. You know, it is what it is. Kyle Morgan, GBRS. I mean, I like both those dudes. You're going to get quality training from DJ Shipley or Kyle. So, do what you got to do, man. All right. Gooch Parm, actual $10. Thanks, brother. Y'all remember 9 months ago when JD Vance told Sean Ryan that most likely and most dangerous scenario right now is Iran, Israel, and that sort of thing could balloon into World War III. Yeah. Isn't that weird? You remember when Kamala Harris said that the biggest existential threat to the United States was Iran? She said that right before the election. Yes, both sides are in on the grift. Don't talk negative. $5. Thanks, brother. If this conflict spins out of control, do you think it'll end up turning into a second global war on terror? I mean, that's the goal. A protracted 20 to 30-year war where the military-industrial complex can make trillions of dollars and all the politicians enrich themselves off of that lobbying. Yes, that's the goal. They did it for 20 years in the last one. They absolutely want to do it again. You think Boeing isn't trying to make shit tons of money? Lockheed Martin, Halliburton, Raytheon, go down the list. They got to supply the weapons to somebody. All right, Joseph, $10. Thank you, brother. So the Mossad is the most dangerous force in the world. Have you ever worked or seen any of them? I have not. Never in my time. Good question. Cool, $10 with the Kanye reference. We're not even going to say that. Jeff Cousins, $10, fifth generation soldier. Go Army. That's awesome, man. I know I'm third generation, but I don't know past that. All right, Iron Chipmunk, $5. Remember the Liberty. Yeah, I know. All right, let's give me 1 minute. I gotta pee real quick. I've been going straight from 2 hours on the War Room into this. All right, be right back.
Hi, everybody. I don't know how this works, or if you can hear me. What's up? I need these on. I know how anything looks on here. Hi, everyone. Okay, good. I didn't know if you had said I needed headphones on or not. Yeah. Oh, the chat's going way too fast. All right, Nate's back. Have fun.
All right, those little Miss VFT there. Trying to get my wife in on the content, man. You know. All right, let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, thanks, RN. Appreciate that. Yes, I'm the not attractive one in the relationship. That's fine. We all know that. All right, some super chats from Zachary McCoy. Iran didn't see them either. Yeah, I know. Men of Renown, $5. Thank you, brother. Would you be with the Founding Fathers or the British if you served in the British Army but got to hear what America... Well, I mean, if I was British and I was in the British Army, it would have been with the British. If I was living in America, I would be with the Founding Fathers. You know what I mean? You know, you support kind of the nation you're in, typically, except for this country's gotten crazy with that. Trying to be a recon Marine, how should I feel? I mean, I don't know. I think recon Marines are awesome. Force Recon's the shit, dude. Some of the best soldiers I ever worked with were in Force Recon. All right. All right. We're back. Gotta grab a drink, take a pee. Brought my wife in to increase the view count. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You got a hot wife. It is what it is. She hasn't figured that out yet, though, so don't tell her. All right. MJP, $2. Not everything is jaded. I mean, I am at this point. All right. Next thing we're gonna do. Now we're gonna do a walkthrough, right, and really understanding really why this is happening. Okay, because again, like I told you guys at the start of this live stream, no, this is not an attack by Israel because Iran is an existential threat and they have to defend themselves ahead of time. No, that's not what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through it, and it's gonna make sense. All right. Scott Griffin, $2. Thank you, brother. Richter Scale Studios, $20. Super generous, 1986. That's when I was born. high school girlfriend's dad was a VP for Unical 76. She's told me to never lie to him. He can tell by your eyes. He was a Green Beret in the 70s and trained Mossad interrogation techniques. Yeah, probably. Kangaroo bot, $10. Thanks, brother. Glad to finally meet you. Well, that's probably to my wife, but all right, we're gonna hit this. We're gonna hit a little cough syrup here before we jump into this deep dive. All right, nobody look. Oof. Oof. Little grandpa's cough medicine right there. All right. Let me get it together. Woo. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull up a map and we are going to, fireball. Yuck. I know. But we're going to, this is my Friday thing. I do a couple of the little gas station bottles. Keeps me from buying entire fists of whiskey. If I buy entire fifths of whiskey, I will drink the entire fifth. So if I do the little gas station bottles, there's no more to drink. That's a little PTSD, substance abuse trick for you. If there's not enough alcohol in the house for you to drink, can't be an alcoholic. So that's just a IQ, big brain IQ hack right there, right? All right. No, we only have a couple of those, guys. I'm a big boy. I can drink a lot. That's just to get me loosey-goosey so you guys can have a good time. All right, let's talk about this. Let's pull up the map. No, we're just going to do it, okay? All right, we'll jump into it. Actually, I wanted to show you guys this video of this missile attacks first. It's actually kind of crazy.
So Iran has responded, and just a few hours ago, missiles were raining down inside of Israel.
Missiles coming in.
And we also have some updated information as to the effectiveness of Israel's strikes in Iran last night, specifically the impact that had to the Iranian nuclear facilities, their missile launch sites, and military airfields. But I want to get started with some footage out of Tel Aviv.
Oh, yeah, I think this is
And this is a pretty wild clip, again, just a few hours ago, showing Israeli interceptors trying to down incoming Iranian missiles. And all of a sudden, you see the impact from one of those missiles strike home. Now, it's not clear exactly what was being targeted here. It could have been going after that air defense asset, which is a normal thing to do for missile strikes.
Iron Dome didn't stop that one at all.
Or that air defense asset could have been protecting a sensitive location that Iran was targeting. We don't know what the target was in this case. We don't know the effects of that impact. But what we do know is that the IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, has announced that Operation True Promise 3.
That one went right through the Iron Dome, and there's some dead people on that one. That was crazy. I don't follow his content. I see his content quite a bit. He's got some good stuff on there. But all right, so now we're going to do a little history lesson and learn a little bit about Israel, the Middle East, the United States, Sunni Muslims, Shia Muslims, how this entire goddamn region works, and why we are now. All right, so I'm going to hit this last super chat. Make sure I didn't miss any. Okay. Scotty Too Hottie, $10. Thanks, brother. It's refreshing to be able to call a spade, not be immediately deplatformed. VFT isn't suicidal, and his truck works fine. Yeah, you better be a pretty talented massage agent if you want to break into my house. I'll tell you that. But no, we're good. All right. Excuse me. Okay, ignore this over here. Gaza stuff doesn't matter. This is just a good map. All right, so let's take it back to about 1996 first. Okay, so if you haven't seen, god damn it, that was a big super chat. All right, real quick, we got to knock this out. But GS Evolved donated $50, super generous. Thank you very much. We got to hit this one first. Both Israel and Iran can sit and spin. Don't mess with my freedom. Boner tomorrow. Cheers, 250 years. Hell yeah, brother. That's my politics in a nutshell right now. That comment is exactly how I approach things, all right? One of those, hell yeah, brother. That's how I feel about that. All right, so let's jump back into it here. Okay, so actually, let's start Soviet Union, 1993, 4, 5, I don't remember exactly. Netanyahu comes in front of the U.S. Congress, tells the United States, hold on, my dog's screaming, tells the United States, if we collapse the Soviet Union, there will be no more terrorism in the region. Soviet Union has collapsed, and Bosnia, Kosovo, all that shit fucking pops off. Doesn't seem to actually work that way. Okay. 2002 rolls along. Okay. 9/11 has happened. Obviously, the United States has entered Afghanistan on the hunt for Osama bin Laden, fighting Al Qaeda. 2002 rolls around. Netanyahu gets in front of U.S. Congress and says, if you invade Saddam Hussein's Iraq and you remove him from power, there will be no more Islamic terrorism in the region. Okay? We go through year after year after year. Next, it was Syria. Next, it was Libya. Next, it was Lebanon. Okay? Now, he just did it last year about Iran. Okay? So the same thing sort of on repeat over and over and over again. But why is that? Why does Israel need the United States to destabilize the Middle East? Because if you guys haven't figured it out, that's all we've done. We've gone in, we've overthrown every powerful government, destabilized the countries, and fragmented those countries into really small, sort of fragmented population sects, broke them up by religion, okay? Remove Saddam, remove Gaddafi, all these, so that, we'll get into central banking, that is one, so that Middle Eastern countries that are big areas, big states, big armies are invaded, fragmented, broken apart, so that a few of these countries can prosper in a few ways. So let's look at this. Okay, let's really break this down. We have Israel right here. Okay, very interesting location here, right? Obviously touches just the Red Sea. And then the Mediterranean Sea. You've got Turkey, Syria, Iraq, obviously Iran over here. The Persian Gulf, this becomes very important in a second. Saudi Arabia, this big boy becomes very important. Yemen with the Houthis. Also, you have the Emirates and then Qatar here. Okay, so what have we done on behalf of Israel in the United States over the last 20 years? Okay, we went in. Also, you have Afghanistan over here to the right of Iran. Okay, so we can sort of collapse things in on them. So what did we do? Every country that sort of had any Shia Islamic presence, whether it be Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Jordan, it doesn't matter, we have toppled. Okay, we went in, we destabilized, we overthrow the government of Syria, of Iraq. Israel basically has, and then we talk about Sunni Islam real quick. So understand, obviously, the difference between Shia, Sunni, they hate each other, right? Iran, Shia, okay? Obviously, Hamas, an IRGC-backed proxy, Shia. Houthis, Shia, okay? Lebanon's Hezbollah, Shia, right? Have you noticed, I don't think you guys really knew about this, terrorist attacks in Israel. A lot of terrorist attacks in Israel. Never been a Sunni-backed terrorist attack in Israel. So who are the Sunni nations? Turkey, okay, who was responsible for, on behalf and with Israel, overthrowing Assad and getting that Shia-backed alliance out of the fucking country, okay, so that Turkey, Sunni nation, takes control. All right, and then you obviously have the Shia-backed Iran, who's a big target. Saudi Arabia, Sunni. Qatar, UAE, all Sunni, all in very close relationships with Israel. Now, let's go to 9/11, okay? So, regardless of how you want to splice this, now that we know Hamas isn't Sunni, Hamas is Shia, Stephen. Yeah, you gotta get your shit together there, brother. All right, so we go to 9/11. Yes. Hamas is a Shia-backed Iranian proxy. Okay. Hamas is Sunni? No, that can't be right. Hamas a IRC-backed proxy. Oh, maybe. All right. Well, anyway, they're sponsored by Iran, right? So they're Shia-backed. Same way the Alawites are, right? So you got all the Shia-backed, all the Sunni countries that come in close relationship with Israel. All right. So Israel, United States. Now we go to 9/11. Yeah, a little bit of fireball there. Sorry. IRGC backed. IRCG backed countries, Hamas, Yemen, or Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, are all IRGC proxies, right? That's what I meant to say. Okay, now we go to 9/11, right? So 9/11 pops off, right? We don't know who's necessarily responsible. Who do we think's responsible? We think Osama bin Laden. If you look at the Wikipedia page, Osama bin Laden, who was a Saudi Arabian prince, okay, Sunni-backed, is responsible for 9/11. Well, we also know that Israel, very close relationship with Saudi Arabia. So it would even be, let's say, dancing Israelis, maybe. But even if it was the official story, extremely beneficial to Israel for Saudi Arabia to potentially strike the United States and what? Pull the United States into the conflict. Okay? Pulls the United States here into the Middle East. The United States then, over the next 20 years, what do? We overthrow Iraq. We overthrow Afghanistan. Now, obviously, the Taliban got it back, but essentially, we overthrow Iraq and Afghanistan, which pincers Iran. We're close allies, and Israel's close allies with, again, Turkey, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. And the United States then destabilizes, removes leadership from Syria, also from Libya, okay, and in places in Egypt. So what does that do? What that does is removes all of sort of the adversaries to Saudi Arabia, our very close ally, Qatar, Kuwait, Israel, Jordan. Okay. So who's the last one left that's not a part of this fucking clique? Who's the last? Yeah, Saddam was Sunni, but again, Saddam was a problem for sort of everybody involved here because Saddam didn't fucking placate to anybody. Saddam pretty much just fucking bullied everybody in the area. Okay. So basically the countries that wouldn't play ball with Saudi Arabia, Israel, Jordan, and Turkey, and Emirates, and Qatar, and Kuwait, okay? All of the big oil companies, by the way. Now, Yemen's a big problem for Saudi Arabia, but I get your point. Okay, now let's look at what we're looking at here. All right. So, do you guys know where basically all of the world's oil comes from and how it gets around the world? We're looking at it. I mean, it's very specific. 2 places. The Red Sea, the Suez Canal, the Persian Gulf. So, we do know America, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the Hormuz, already have complete control of this, other than Yemen, which is kind of a big problem, which, as you know, the United States has been fucking up the Houthis in Yemen, right? On behalf of Saudi Arabia. So, what would be the best possible thing for Jordan, Israel, and Saudi Arabia, and Turkey, but really, especially Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, which we just signed big trade deals with? What would be the best possible thing that could happen in this trade route right here, guys? What do you think? What do you think would be the best possible thing that could happen? Somebody will throw it out there. Turn Iran into a parking lot. That's fucking goddamn right. Get rid of this problem child right here, because they cause a huge problem potentially in the Persian Gulf, for UAE, for Dubai, for Saudi Arabia. So, where we get to 20 years later, right? You control the trade. So here you control the oil trade, you control the natural gas trade, you control all the sea routes, potentially all the land routes from here, right? If you control Iran, you control all the land routes from here, potentially to China, okay? The rail routes, national gas routes, the oil routes, all of those things get controlled. This is the last fucking problem child for Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, Jordan, Turkey, and Israel. So, now, yeah, it's kind of interesting when you look at it this way, right? Now, when we look at this, too, okay, who is the, I'm not giving Iran too much credit. Look at the geographical location of Iran. That's a huge problem for all these countries involved. So, when we also look at this, who is the only nuclear power in this entire region left at this point that hasn't given them up? Who is the only one that's got nukes now? Israel. That's interesting. Yeah. Gaddafi gave them up. And who is the last one that's close? Well, Pakistan. Yeah, Pakistan's over here, though. That's more of, yes, Muslim, but also more connected into the China-India sphere. I'm talking about specifically here in the Middle East and when we're dealing with sort of the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. So who's the only one that's close? Iran is the only one that's close. And let's say if Iran were to get nuclear weapons, guess what? You cannot overthrow the government anymore. You can't. Because what if you try? What if Iran has nuclear weapons, you try to overthrow their government, they say, all right, Jerusalem, you're pink-misted. Boom. The best, yeah, Pakistan's a different region. But the best way to look at this is North Korea, sort of a juxtaposition. Why do you think the world leaves North Korea alone? Nobody messes with North Korea. The United States, Donald Trump did for a little bit. You know, you get the boasting back and forth. Nobody's trying to overthrow Kim Jong-un. Nuclear deterrence. 100% right. They've got nukes. So if Iran, not because no one cares to, fuck no. North Korea is strategically in a very important portion of Southeast Asia. If you could get control of it, right between South Korea and China in the South China Sea, very important location. Right through the Strait of Taiwan. You think that's not a relevant location? Of course it is. But they can't because they have nuclear weapons and they can use them. So if Iran were to get nuclear weapons, guess what? How much leverage would they have in that region against all of that area? You no longer can strike Iran. You can't cause any problems for Iran. That is why, wrapping this all back together, that is why Israel, the United States, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Qatar, right? The UAE are all fucking on board in making sure Iran gets turned into a parking lot. This is not just everybody thinks this is Israel versus Iran. Oh, it's about an existential threat. Fuck no. This is about 10 different countries who all want that country fucking gone because they want control of the region economically. That's what's going on here. It's not because Israel is worried that Iran's gonna get a nuke and use it on Israel. It has fucking nothing to do with that. Think about it logically, guys. Let's this is the excuse, right? If Iran gets a clueless take, yeah, I'm way smarter than you, bro. You're nowhere fucking in the universe of what I'm fucking talking about, bro. All right. Think about it logically. Because this is the reasoning Netanyahu gives. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon because they will wipe Israel off the face of the map with nuclear weapons. Chat. If Iran had a nuke, hypothetically, and they used it on Israel, what would happen to Iran? Immediately. The entire country. What would happen? What would happen? They would get glassed into utter oblivion by the United States and all of NATO. You think that Iran would make the decision to evaporate their own country just to attack Israel? Who actually thinks that? When you really look at it logically, who thinks that's what Iran would do? They would get a nuke so that they could nuke Israel and then kill everybody in Iran overnight. That's what all these super wealthy, powerful people in Iran would do? Really? Or is it that if they get a nuke, they now have the ability to defend themselves and sort of somewhat dominate the region? What makes more sense? I'm just saying. Is North Korea? How many nukes has North Korea used on South Korea, guys? We talk about Kim Jong-un, the craziest fucking leader in the world. That motherfucker got nukes. How many nukes has he dropped on South Korea or Japan? None. Isn't that weird? But guess what? North Korea isn't Iran. Oh my God, Evan, you're just the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen. Holy shit. No, they're not. Objectively. No, they're not the same place. I mean, come on, guys. Use your fucking brains, dude. Information is readily available to you in 2025. It is. Like, you can use your critical thinking capacity and think about it. What country, how many nuclear weapons have been used around the world, guys? In the last fucking 60 years, 70 years, how many have been used? 2. Who used them? The United fucking States. North Korea didn't use them. Russia didn't use them. Pakistan didn't use them. India didn't use them. So why would we assume that Iran's going to get a nuclear weapon and immediately nuke Israel? What fucking logical sense does that make? Does it, guys? Does that make any logical sense? That country would willingly fucking pink miss their entire population for no reason other than we don't like Israel. Me, Israel bad. Me, we nuke them. Me. Really? Come on, dude. Now, again, it only makes sense if you don't think about it. All right, let's hit some super chats. Guys, again, I know a lot of people in here all of a sudden just got like bitch slapped in the face with common sense that they're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, that a country would randomly just nuke another country for no fucking reason and then eat fucking 400 nuclear fucking bombs from the United States, and the entire fucking country would be turned to a fucking asphalt overnight. Yeah, Kaizen, it kind of doesn't make sense, does it? Weird. I don't know. All right. Let's hit some super chats. All right. Kenton Macy, $5. Does Iran have allies we have to worry about as Americans? Well, no, not anymore, really. You know why? Let's talk about who their biggest allies are. Russia, who's in the middle of a major war themselves with Ukraine. They ain't going to do shit. China, who kind of is an ally, but guess what? China doesn't get involved in military conflicts. They're not fucking helping Iran. And then the other big one was Syria. And guess what? Assad's long gone. So, no, they don't. Other than they're sort of their proxies, right? Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, a bunch in Iraq, right? But like real country allies? No, not really. They're by themselves on their own. Men of Renown, $2. This is the Nate Americans need right now. Yeah, I don't know. People don't want to talk about hard truths. Drew Marshall, $2. Have you ever heard of the Finders Cult? I have not. No, brother. Again, I'm not. Evan, you are the dumbest fucking person I've ever had in my chat. You just keep saying hostages over and over again. October 7th. Let's talk about October 7th, Evan. So October 7th, that's an interesting one, isn't it? So you're telling me that Israel, on the border of Israel and Gaza, the most heavily defended fucking border in the world, you can't go more than 10 meters without finding a 19-year-old with a fucking M4, American made, just happened on October 7th. Just happened that day that all of the IDF just happened to not be at their posts across an entire span of the border. That's super fucking weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird how that happened? It's almost like that was a false flag. Come on, you're not that, you guys aren't that fucking dumb. Nobody's this fucking dumb. I get the mainstream media shoves this shit in your face and is like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You'll believe this. Right? This is what happens. The media says, you're dumb as fuck. You'll believe this. And you got people like Evan who are like, yep, I agree. That's right. That makes sense. Like, God, dude. Fuck. It's unreal. Unreal how fucking dumb some people are. Blows my mind. All right, Joe Saunders, $5. All we know is Iran been posturing. That's why they wage war by proxy, right? Yeah, I mean, they don't like the United States. They don't like Israel. Why would they? We literally destabilize the entire fucking region. We overthrow fucking everybody's governments in the Middle East. I was there. I did it myself. I was a part of it. Okay, guys? I know how this all looks and works. Okay? Were you on the ground kicking in fucking doors to villages for no fucking reason? I was. It's a reality check. Do Marshall, $2. The finders are scarier than Epstein. I don't know who, I know who Epstein is. I don't know who the finders are, brother. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, I know. Like, the crazy, yeah, we shouldn't have killed Zabam. That was fucking retarded. But, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Donovan. Yeah, you can't underestimate how stupid some people are. But, again, like, really, guys, if you really start to think about these things logically, yeah, and then, like Anson said, Smedley Butler style, right? Really, where does America get involved in this? Okay, well, we're the ones that fought all of this. We supplied all of it. We paid for all of it. And why? Well, the military-industrial complex makes trillions of fucking dollars off of this, guys. Again, like we said, what you don't think that Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and Boeing and all these motherfuckers aren't in back rooms lobbying for this, salivating right now. Please God, America, Get in another 20-year protracted war in the Middle East. Please. In a country that doesn't have nuclear weapons, that we can wipe the Air Force out in the first week of the war, and that we can go in there to save the people and nation build for 20 years. That's the military-industrial complex. That's the game plan. That's what's going on right now. You're watching it in real time on Fox fucking News. Again, you guys know I'm not criticizing Fox, right? Obviously, I'm a conservative, but like, you are literally being like the exact playbook that you were given 20 years ago for Iraq and Afghanistan is being pitched to you on mainstream media right fucking now. Go turn on Fox News. Go turn on CNN and see what they're saying. They will be telling you all the things that are sort of opposite of what I'm telling you. Israel's our most important ally. We have to get involved in the Middle East. Okay. Really? Am I saying you should invest in Lockheed Martin? If you've been watching this channel, I've put Lockheed Martin's stock up 8-9 months ago, multiple videos, and said, yes, you should invest in this because it's going straight up. All right, let's hit some super chats. You got me riled up. All right, ModCon, $20. Thank you, brother. Hopefully Palantir doesn't flag me for this. Once they see my Uber Eats order, they'll know I'm not a threat. Appreciate it, brother. Let me tell you a little story about Palantir stock here in a second. And then we got Ian, $5. Would Iran be able to strike the U.S. back? U.S. bases. So, yeah, in the Middle East, in Qatar, Iraq, a few other places, they'd be able to hit there. The homeland, no, they don't have the capabilities for it. Or would the U.S. be able to nuke them without any repercussions? Well, there's going to be repercussions on the world stage if anyone decides to do that, right? But, you know, there's not really any. And that's the biggest thing is like, why the fuck is the United States constantly invading countries in the Middle East that literally have no nuclear capabilities, that can't touch us at all other than through terrorist attacks, which all seem to sort of be, I don't know, again, false flag operations sponsored by, people that aren't necessarily who we thought they were. I don't know. Butt Picker, $10. That's an interesting name. Sorry if you've already mentioned it, but the Iranian regime were to fall, there's groups that were worse than them that could take over, I'm assuming. So, man, isn't that how it seems to always work? How did ISIS get formed, guys? Do we know? Do we know how ISIS started? I'm sure we got some historians in here. If not, we'll hit some super chats. You guys put it in the chat. How did ISIS form? Somebody give me the most intelligent answer. If you nail it, hell yeah. All right. And then Joe, $5. Iran has been a week away from nuclear weapons since 1995. Yeah, I mean, literally. They've been 90% enrichment for 35 years. $10 from Jacob Waddle. No comment. If you got a comment, throw it in, brother. Appreciate it. $2 some truce will get you deplatformed. Yeah, but we are not going to get deplatformed. Break. That's because we support Israel on this channel. That's why I have this flag back here. Have you not figured that out yet? This country is the most important country in the world. And that's why we have that flag up. We are protected. We have the Star of David protection. You guys see this? This is how we get protected on this channel. Wish I could leave this up here somehow. This is how I protect myself from the YouTube algorithm. So the camera zooms in on it. Can't touch me. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. That's what this thing does. All right. We're good. We don't got to worry about it. All right, Justin Morrison, $10. Thanks, brother. So you think contractors will be a thing again? You think the adrenaline make you want to fight as a combat vet? No. I just go try to get in a side-by-side with Travis Pastrana. That's the closest thing I've got to that adrenaline. Good enough. All right, who had the answer of how ISIS got started? Let me see. Let me look through the chat. I know somebody's got it. Somebody had to have had it. Let's see. Anybody nail it? Muslim Brotherhood. Man, I'd be disappointed if nobody had it. ISIS being formed by the fight Al-Qaeda. No, that's not it. Muslim Brotherhood. No. All right, God, we need a fucking history lesson. We left Iraq. Okay. Power vacuum, there you go. BOH was the closest one, right? So, yeah, Obama, yes, sort of. These are all kind of correct. All right, so power vacuum, yes. So what happened was we invaded Iraq. We toppled Saddam's government, who was Sunni, which means Saddam's army was primarily Sunnis. And what we did was we went in and we decided, hey, you know what would be a good idea? We're going to overthrow your government. We're going to remove your military, and we're going to give all the positions of power in the military to your opposition party, the Shias, and then completely disenfranchise the entire demographic of military-age male Sunni men in Iraq, which then said, okay, we're going to form our own terrorist organization, which became ISIS, and then the caliphate started from there. So, yes, that is how ISIS started. So, if you ask about, the question was removing the current power apparatus from Iran, could that lead to something worse? Well, did it with Saddam? Fuck yes, it did. Did it in Syria? Oh, I don't know. We just removed Assad. And who did we put? Anybody know who we put in power of Syria right now? You guys know? Who's in charge of Syria right now? Come on, guys. We can get this together. Not Biden, no. Al-Qaeda, Robin. Yep, ex-Al-Qaeda. Yes, the former second in charge of fucking Al-Qaeda is now in charge of Syria. Almost like we do this on repeat over and over and over again. Look at Libya, guys. Remove Gaddafi, and that country is still struggling to not be an utter shit show. And Libya was one of the most sort of progressive, forward-thinking Islamic countries in the entire region. But we said, nope. Not happening under our watch. And now the entire fucking country's falling apart. You know? You guys think this live stream is going to get demonetized? I can guarantee you it's already demonetized. Yeah, I can't talk about these things. You're not allowed to talk about any of the things I'm talking about. But that's all right. All right, Pesto, $2. Iran gone. Does that not, in a way, bring stability? I mean, stability to who? Stability to Saudi Arabia? Stability to Israel? Stability to Turkey? To Jordan? Sure. China? Sure. Not to the United States if we have to go in there and take care of it ourselves. James Smith, $20. Thank you, brother. Very generous. Glad to see there's another conservative who is in a full-blown Zayakuk. There are a few more things infuriating than watching Americans put Israel first. Look, man, again, I don't have a bone to pick specifically with Israel at all. I just am fucking tired of watching American soldiers, including my fucking friends and teammates, die for that country in the Middle East. We went and fought that war, and there's a bunch of people in this chat that went and fought that fucking war, and we are all fucking sick of it. We're sick of it. No more. Go fight your own fucking war. We did it for 20 years. You're welcome. Figure it the fuck out. You know? That's my politics. I really don't have anything against Israel or any other Middle Eastern country. I just think America, it's time for us to stop being a foreign interventionalist. I'm tired of seeing, like, how many global war and terror veterans have, self-deleted in the last 20 years? Like 15 times what we lost in combat. 150,000 at this point. Yeah, no more. All right, Scotty Too Hottie, $10. Thank you, brother. I'd like to get your take on Afghanistan withdrawal and who needs to be put up against the wall in leadership position, Officer Corp. I've got multiple videos on that. Yeah, I mean, Biden, Austin, Milley. It's really not complicated. Long story, but yeah, I was supposed to be the part of the unit that was going to facilitate the withdrawal, and then they canceled us last minute as we were about a week away from getting on a plane to go do it with an entire Special Operation Task Force, about 22 ODAs, Special Forces ODAs that were going to go in and do it. They canceled it last minute. and let a bunch of 82nd Airborne kids get killed instead. So, yeah, I've talked a lot about that on different episodes. Ooh, Jacob Walbert, fighting words. Corvallis is better vibe than Eugene. Well, here's the thing, brother. I live in Junction City, so I'm closer to Corvallis than I am in Eugene. But yeah, I get it. Joseph PA, $10. Shia Muslim. My take on ISIS is that it was funded by the monarchies. They promote Wahhabi beliefs. One of the main beliefs is that you cannot overthrow the current leader. Yeah, I mean, maybe. They probably are funded, right? Well, they're definitely funded by Saudi Arabia. We knew that. But, I mean, you're not wrong. But that's not necessarily how they got started. But yeah, that was a good rant, guys. We got a good rant. Ron Files says, would I ever go on the Sean Ryan show? Yeah, why would I not? I don't think he'd invite me because I've been critical of some of the things he's done. But I've also given him a lot of credit for a lot of the good things he's done. So, but I would say this at this point, with my background, my resume, the size of my channel, the fact that I haven't been invited, yeah, I think that tells you all you need to know. And then I'm not going to be invited, but that's okay. I don't care. I don't really do podcasts anyway. So other than a few like anti-hero podcasts I like to do because I'm friends with Brent, but that's about the only one. Hunter Rome, $5. In your opinion, what position side should the U.S. take if the U.S. decides to go boots on the ground? What do you mean, what side? Between Iran or Israel? Well, we're not taking Iran's side. Ever. And like I said, it doesn't matter how I feel. The United States will take Israel's side, obviously. Jason Diamond, $20. Thank you, brother. Very generous. Appreciate it. There are some really uninformed people in the chat. Bro, welcome to my comment section. Go to any of my videos and look through the comment section, homie. We got some really, really dumb people that come in here. But that's fine, right? There's a lot of really dumb people in America. And, you know, most of the time, they come in here with a really stupid comment, and then I explain to them objectively why they're dumb, and that's kind of the end of it, you know? I'm not the smartest person in the world, right? But when it comes to the Middle East and conflict and things like that, I'm a lot smarter than most people. Why? Because this is what I did for a career and a job. I'm not smarter than accountants at accounting. I'm not smarter than finance bros at finance. I'm not smarter than politicians at politics. I'm smarter, more educated in a very specific niche subset of things like this that we're talking about, because that's what I did for a job. That's all. New Bob Dole. I like that name. $10. Thanks, brother. Just arrived. Sorry if it's been asked. If you were still in Afghanistan, what do you think? Would Iran still feel so free to pursue nuclear weapons? That is a great question. No, I don't think so. Man, us being in Afghanistan was a huge deterrent to Iran because, as we showed here, let's see if I can, let me get a better map here. Let me get a topographical map, which is going to be a lot better to sort of talk about this. All right. So, maybe I can blow this up bigger. Here we go. All right. So why was this really important? Okay. So you guys see the little cursor here that I'm working with? I should probably work on getting a better cursor. Let me blow this up. See this little cursor? Yeah, we got it. All right. Hopefully you can see the cursor. If not, whatever. All right. So you got Afghanistan here to the east of Iran. Okay, Iran, geographically, as you can see, this is why Iran hasn't been invaded yet, right? Topographical map. You can see mountain ranges sort of surround the entire country. Okay, so Iraq, obviously, you got a little bit of green zone here on the west, but again, man, it's just massive mountain ranges all the way across. Very, very difficult to enter from the Iraqi side of Iran. Also, why the Ottoman Empire lasted for fucking ever. It's almost impossible to invade Iran other than very specifically in Afghanistan here on the east, right? So if you look sort of, I can't tell if you guys can see my cursor or not when I do this. But just northwest of the A in Afghanistan, you guys can see this flat ground that comes in, where you can freely enter into Iran by ground through that area. Okay, so southern Afghanistan, you have Kandahar, sort of in central southern Afghanistan, Helmand to the west of that. You move into Farah out in the far west, and then yes, you can get right in there through Iran, sort of in that open ground area in the topographical map. So when we had military bases literally on the border in Farah of Iran and Afghanistan, yeah, it's a little bit scary for Iran of like, no shit, America could stomp their fucking happy asses right into our country at any point. Now that we gave up all of our bases in Afghanistan and we don't have, any military there, we don't have access to do that anymore. So yes, to answer your question, if we were still in Afghanistan, the full presence we were, I think we'd be looking at a very different situation. For sure. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I did. All right. All right, then we got Joshua Callahan, $10. Are you close to Fort Riley? I'm not. I'm in Oregon right now, bro. I was up at Joint Base Lewis McChord for most of my career. Have I heard of the Kandahar Giant? Yes, I have. I've seen him personally. 12 feet tall in a cave in Afghanistan. Southern Kandahar. It's crazy. Yeah, I saw him with my own eyes. Giant of Kandahar. Isn't that wild? Yep, Nephilim are real. That's right. Just a fallen angel. Mating with human females. And yes, I know all about the Nephilim. I actually was super into the Nephilim when I was younger. So yeah, I know all about the Nephilim. But no, I didn't actually see the Kandahar Giant. But I heard stories. All right, Hona Rome, $5. Thank you, brother. When you pulled up the map, I thought you were going to show us America changed the topography. Yeah, no. Was his hair red? All right, let me tell you guys a little bit interesting thing about Afghanis in general. There are some very tall, like big, red-headed Caucasian Afghans. Definitely. Like a lot. When I was there, that was like a really weird thing that you would see. Does anybody know why that is? Can you guess? I'm sure you guys can. The Russians, yeah. Chechens, yeah. Russians, yep. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, the Russians, Chechens were there for a long time. And, yeah, they got a lot of war babies that were left behind in Afghanistan. There's no doubt about that. Who's the Nephilim? Aaron, oh, man, you need to get educated, brother. I'll give you a video to watch. Hold on if I can find it. This is like the most famous one. Nephilim. Fallen Angels. I think this is probably going to pull it up. Hold on. There's a very specific video that's like the best one for this. Forget his name. I'm not going to be able to find it now. Oh, here it is. Found it. All right.
Introducing Iron Beam, a bright choice for futures trading.
Video
Iron Beam is an industry-leading broker catering to traders worldwide
you are ever
with 24-hour live support. The skulls and artifacts in this video are authentic from sites all around the globe.
Okay.
Feel free to share, but please do not download and respect the copyrights
herein.
I've
seen this like 10 times. This is so good.
Advised.
So tell me straight, Rabbi.
It will change your entire life if you watch this.
Powerful people attempted to bury this knowledge?
So just look that up if you're looking for it.
This video is about the Nephilim.
I'm about to watch this again.
A mystery that goes back
so good.
even further than Babylon.
Has anybody seen this?
Enjoy the ride. Nephilim were on the earth in those days.
Somebody in the chat
and also afterwards, when the sons of God went in to the daughters of men
I don't know how we got
and
here,
bore
but,
children
so
by them. These were the mighty ones.
Yeah, you guys need to watch
old.
this. If you
Famous war.
If you're into sort of Book of Enoch and older religious stuff, man, that Trey Smith video will blow your fucking mind. Am I religious? I used to be, obviously. If I'm that into sort of the Book of Enoch and all this stuff, yes, I used to be very, very, very religious. Not anymore. War has that weird effect on you when you dirt nap a lot of human beings. Kind of gross to say, but kind of fucks with your head a little bit. Can mess up your religious beliefs a little bit, unfortunately. But yeah, used to be. All right, about an hour and a half. Woof. We've been cooking on this one, guys. This has been a good video, huh? Or a good live stream on this one. We went over a whole lot, which again, man, we just got started probably on this. Did I miss your super chat, Epic? What'd you say? Put it in the chat and I'll read it off. Just throw it in a regular chat. No, I didn't used to be Mormon. No. Protestant. I still am. I'm just not as serious about it as I used to be. Huh? Oh, hold on. We got... What is baby? Is baby Minge. Baby Minge. Oh, look at this baby. Baby. Little baby. Yeah, Munchkin's in the house. She just woke up, so she's a little grump. Little bit of grump. Little bit of grump. Oh, baby. Baby. Munchkin sweaters merch for our fur balls. See, this is how Munchkin rolls. Just chill here. We do have we got the new Munchkin skydiving logo coming out. Oh. There we go. Munchkin likes to hang out. There she goes. She's just waking up. Just waking up. The old Munchkin. Munchkin. Do we have koozies? Ooh, koozies would be a good idea, man. Ooh, Doom the Dark Ages? Walter, I haven't, man. I've seen it. I was going to get it. Is it good? We still need to start like a Green Beret gaming channel. It's good? Oh, maybe I need to get it. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we got Munchkin here. Has the cat been skydiving? No, but I do have... Where's my phone at? Back here. I do have... Let's see if I can get the picture of... The new picture of Munchkin. Yeah, why not? We got new tank tops coming. You see that? It's probably a little bit blurred. Oh, she's gonna run for it. Oh man. Oh, I can do this. I can get it. Hold on, guys. So yeah. That's the new skydiving Munchkin logo. That's going to be on the tank tops. We got a bunch of stuff coming. Oh. All right. Yep, they're coming out. We got the screen printers working on them. Probably have them next week or two for summer. Bunch of tank tops restocked with all the logos and different stuff. So, yeah, guys. Any other questions? Throw them out. We're going to wrap this thing up in about 3 minutes. Been a good one. The cat is a Green Beret. She's an honorary Green Beret. Yes. Wonk, would I consider going on the Sean Ryan show? We talked about that earlier. Of course I would go on the Sean Ryan show. I just don't think I will be invited. Which is, it is what it is, you know? Put your traps away, your stravong, your cat. How often do I think about my combat experiences? Not really anymore. A lot of behavioral health. I went into that. Make videos about Israel-Iranian conflict. Yeah, of course, man. Like, if this thing continues, then we will continue to cover it. You know, I'm hoping that I don't know. I don't even know what I'm hoping for at this point. It's obvious that, like, it's kicked off for real, and it's not going to stop. I mean, we're watching it right now live. You can literally type in whatever news channel right now, and you can watch Iran bombing Israel and Israel bombing Iran, like, back and forth. So I don't know, man. What I'm hoping is somehow the United States does not get pulled into this. So yeah, my wife goes, a lot of faith in Donald Trump in this one. I mean, again, I think we're going to, but if he can pull this off and rein Israel back, and somehow Iran's like, oh, it's super cool that you killed all of our top military generals and all of our nuclear scientists. No big deal. We'll forgive you. If that happens, great. But I don't know. I don't see that happening at this point. Anson Meadows, $10. Thank you, brother. Is 9/11 not the tree by which all this poisonous fruit was born? No, I mean, it was born before that, but I think 9/11 was the first false flag that was required in the domino effect to get all the dominoes to where we're at today in 2025. I think so, yeah. My dog trouncing around. $2. Haven't kept up with the conflict. Too long, didn't read. Oh my god, fucking dog. Vithar, $10. Thank you for the service. Happy birthday, Army. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Tommy. Like, my dog's a Rottweiler. I can't get her in here. She's too big. She just had knee surgery on both her knees. The poor baby. Yeah, I don't think Trump necessarily wants that. I just don't think he's got a choice, man. I think, like, it literally came out that he told Israel, do not attack Iran, and they decided to. And so now, when your ally does some dumb shit like that, and then the country declares war on them, like, I don't know, what does America do? Does America go, oh, okay, nope, sorry, Israel, we're not going to help you? You know, when like 70% of Fortune 500 companies have dual Israeli citizenship, when like half of Congress does, AIPAC funds the entire fucking Senate and House. Like, do we really think that's going to happen, guys? That Donald Trump is going to be able to say, nope? Am I going to live stream the parade tomorrow? What time is the parade tomorrow? You guys know? I could. I don't think I've got a shooting competition tomorrow. Got a USPSA match in the morning. Anybody know what time it is? Oh, is it in the afternoon, like evening? Oh, it's in the evening. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, shit, let's do it. Yeah, I'll be done by probably around 3 or 4 Eastern with my shooting competition, so fuck it, let's do it. Let's plan on that. We'll be there. Let's live stream it. Why not? I got the afternoon off. All right, plan on that, guys. There we go. Yeah, we'll hit the super chats here. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Oh, here we go. Man Bun Trucker with a $50 domo. Thank you, brother. That's super generous. Appreciate your analysis. Always watching. Appreciate that, man. That's super generous of you. Make sure I didn't miss any other ones. Zuby, see yours right here. We got quick. Marines detained someone a few hours ago. Also top 5 most likely countries we would invade. Iran, number 1. After that, I mean, technically Mexico, probably the northern portion of Mexico. If some crazy cartel shit popped off, that would be very likely. Outside of that, I don't know. It's hard to say right now. I missed Corey Graham's comment. What did I miss? Hopefully I didn't. All right, hold on. I don't see. What was his comment? Oh, I see it. All right, I got it. Former Mossad director Ephraim Halevi admitted in an interview that Israel was providing aid and comfort to al-Qaeda fighters in Syria. Yeah, probably. Yeah, like I said, Sunni Muslims and Israel have a very close relationship. A lot of people don't understand that or don't realize that, but yeah, they do. Which is why the whole 9/11 thing is pretty sketchy. Eric, missed yours a while ago. What'd you put, Eric? Throw it in the chat. Yeah, Jasmine is a snow Mexican. Eric, throw your comment in the chat if I missed it, and I'll read it off. Sorry, guys. There's been a lot of super chats today, and we've been covering a lot of stuff. We'll hit that last one, and then we'll plan on being here tomorrow live. We'll do the parade live. Pray to God that what we hypothesize is going to happen doesn't happen. So Evan Marinelli, $2. Thought about going to the Impact Theory podcast. I haven't heard of their podcast. Impact Theory. Still need, what's that? Eric, missed your comment. Throw it in there, bud. Larry Silverstein. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. Any word about the Chapman Medal of Honor? Nope. They just said, go fuck yourself to everybody. We don't care about anything. We're going to make Britt Sabinski the same level of hero as Audie Murphy and Roy Benavides, because that's where his exhibit is, right next to those two. So, yeah. Well, that's a good question. With all the political issues you've brought up, would you still recommend the value joining special operations in the military? Fuck yes. Absolutely. Special operations, of course, if you're going to I always suggest joining the military to any young man, 18 to 21. Sorry, my dog's barking. 18 to 21, 22. I mean, fuck. That or trade school, construction, easy button, set yourself up for life. And then if you're going to make a career out of the military, special operations is the way to go. That's the way I look at it, guys. You don't have to join the military. Please, if you are 18 years old and 18, 19 years old, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, or you have kids that are young, do not, for the love of fucking God, send them to some fucking NCAA university and fork out $200,000 fucking dollars in debt for them to get a gender study degree. Unless they're going to be an accountant, a doctor, or a lawyer, do not fucking waste the money on that. Send them to trade school, military, construction. Please, let them go to college later, later in life. Trust me, I did it the dumb way myself. I wish I wouldn't have. Initially, went to college as a college athlete, did 2 years, dropped out, $40,000 in college debt, ended up getting my fucking degree for free in the military, had to pay it all off. Don't do it the dumb way. Trying to get into RRC if I get the chance as well. So, I mean, go to Ranger Battalion first, do 3, 4, 5 years, and then go to try out for RRC. That's best, or Delta. That's the best way to do it. Kind of an easy button that way. Shipping in August 11. Okay, there you go. 11X option 40. Yeah, you're good to go, man. Like I just said. You're already doing what I would have suggested you to do. All right, looking forward to it. Was asking any mental tips other than the basic ones not to quit. Have whatever your reason is for why you're doing it. It needs to last you through the shittiest moments of your life. For me, my dad was a Green Beret. I was not willing to go home and tell my dad that I quit. That was kind of my thing that I had in my back pocket. Whether it's service, whether it's your family, whether it's you just really want to be a Ranger, have something in your back pocket. Okay. This is also the advice my dad gave me before I went to Special Forces Assessment and Selection, the Q course. That took me, I probably said this to myself 1,000 times, is that they can't quit you, they can't kill you, and it will end eventually. You remind yourself of those two things, and you will never quit, and you will make it all the way through training. Because I promise you, they're not going to kill you, and it will end eventually, no matter what you're doing. Remind yourself of those things, you'll be good. Respectfully, bussin. Oh, bussin. Okay, yeah, all right. $5 love from Washington State. Yeah, that's used to be where I lived for a long time. Appreciate it, brother. Mike Bonin, $10. Thank you for the content. Appreciate you. The Rocket Prophet, $5. Do you find a lot of veterans see geopolitics for what they are? No, not necessarily at all. Recently found your channel. Appreciate how grateful I am. No, there's still a lot of veterans who are stuck in the, how do I put it? Sort of the foreign interventional rhino approach to Lindsey Graham-esque foreign policy. Mike Bolton, they see it as like America is the world's police and we need to invade everybody and be involved with everything, unfortunately. However, more and more, especially global war on terror veterans who fought the wars, are waking up to that. And again, guys, I didn't always feel this way. I didn't always think this way. When I was active duty, when I was fighting the wars, I didn't think this way at all. It was a lot of times, you know, when you're in Afghanistan and I'm on targets and I'm fucking kicking in doors and starting to look around, like dropping 500-pound bombs on dudes on mopeds, getting carried around in wheelbarrows, being like, what exactly am I doing here? Like, who am I fighting? Like, you start to look around, and when you're there and you've done it and you go, huh, this seems really weird. Like, I'm not really sure what the value in what I'm doing here is. So, until you've done that and you've seen it and you've kind of realized that side of it, yeah, a lot of guys haven't got there yet, but more and more people are waking up, I think. It's too late to go to Special Forces, 27 too late to go to Special Forces? No, you're definitely in a good window still. 23 to 30 is all good. Do you think U.S. will deploy on the ground the next 4 years? Yeah, most likely in Afghanistan. I know that's like kind of like I just threw that out there and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, I think most likely in the next 4 years, we find ourselves back on the ground in Afghanistan. That's the most likely place I think we actually reinvade. So, and that's just from friends who are a lot higher up than me that are, you know, very privy to a lot of strategic information. So just throw that out there. I think it's far more likely that we invade Afghanistan again than we do Iran with boots on the ground. So yeah. All right, guys. Hour 45. We went a little late on this one again. But man, this has been a good one. Chat was out of control fast tonight. So we tried to keep up the best we could. I appreciate y'all for coming up. Again, we're gonna send it live tomorrow. Why not? We're free. We're gonna do the military parade and just see what happens. And yeah. TK, $10. Thanks, brother. Just saw that Trump posted on Truth Social that he's calling for Iran to make a deal before worse things happen. Yeah, I mean, he's been calling that for 2 months, you know what I mean? And they're refusing to. At this point, it's not going to happen because Iran has to respond. Iran cannot just be like, okay, you're right. You bombed the shit out of us. We lost all of our generals. We'll do what you say. So I don't think it's going to happen yet. Kenneth, $20. Thank you, brother, for just sending it. No comment. Very appreciative. You guys got to let me go. All right. No more super chats. Let's cut it off. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to live stream the military parade by popular demand. All right. So we don't have to wait till next Friday. We'll be back tomorrow. All right. So I'll see y'all then. Catch y'all tomorrow. Thanks for showing up. I'll see you in the next one.